Today's spooky spot, we're having a look at the Playmates toys, the Simpsons. Homer Simpson as the ingestible bulk, Edna Krabappel as Vampire Edna, and Apu as Captain Quick. This is, I think, a Bongo Comics group exclusive, and it fits somewhere in the same vein as the other Simpsons Treehouse of Horror figures that we've had a look at before. And Spot's had this in his collection for a while. I just never got a chance to review it. I know I've already done the Treehouse of Horror sets that came to us from the folks at Playmates Toys. On the side is the ingestible bulk, Vampire Edna, and Captain Quick, once again, on the side there. And on the back, look for Simpsons bobblehead figures also coming soon. The read-up says, Alien Abductions, Senseless Violence, Springfield Under Siege. As told in the Simpsons comics saga, when bongos collide, Kang and Kodos bring Itchy and Scratchy to life with their trans-temporal reality integrator cannon. And the madcap cat and mouse cause chaos and maniacal mayhem in the streets of Springfield. Their catastrophic conduct leads to an atomic explosion at the nuclear power plant, and everyone in town is transformed into inevitable costumed superheroes. I think by having Homer as the ingestible Hulk or ingestible bulk, that was probably the funnier transformations in the comic series there. Spot's going to take a terrifying break. I'm going to get these guys opened up, and when we come back, we're going to have a better look at the exclusive ingestible bulk, Vampire Edna, and Captain Quick. Don't go anywhere, guys. There's more heading your way. Stay tuned. So, having a look at this terrifying trio, let's first start our looks at Apu as Captain Quick. Now, I think for a lot of these figures, even though they don't technically appear in the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, Playmates utilized, as far as I know, existing Simpsons figures from their line. The only really exception is that they don't have the connector point to play the audio from the World of Springfield playsets. But scale-wise, they are the same scale as the other Simpsons figures. Apu looks really fun. I especially like his open shirt exposing his Apu hairy chest. That is really a nice touch. Now, the downside to a lot of these, and really the downside to a lot of the Playmates Simpsons figures, is that they are pre-posed. Not pre-posed in the sense that you can't really move anything on them. I mean, they have articulation, but like specific characters, like Apu, for example, is kind of really intended to be having his arms out, or at least his one arm out. The other arm you can kind of have just on the side there. He still has articulation also in the head, and also in the waist, though I find it, especially with these three figures, their articulation is extremely stiff. But I really like the paint on them. The paint is very clean, like a vibrant color too. Like I know, not necessarily with Apu's shirt, it's more like a dingier gray, but like the green and the yellow stand out quite well. I also like the mask on him too. It was neat though that Playmates would produce these figures, assumingly that they're not really characters that appear in the cartoon, but because they appeared in the Bongo comics, it's kind of neat that they would develop these. So there you have Captain Quick. I suppose technically I could give these ratings, just because we are spooky spotting these videos. It does not necessarily mean Spot can't still provide terrifying ratings. I think I'm going to give Captain Quick here a very spooktacular 7. Moving along, so there's Captain Quick. He's a little harder to stand to because he kind of leans forward. You can see right there, he kind of lunges forward, whereas the other ones stand more so upright. Moving along to Edna Krabappel as Vampire Edna. She is also pretty posed in the sense that you can't really move her arms. They are articulated, yes, but you're really only rotating the arms hands up or hands down. She does have peg points on her wings though, so you can take her wings and just clip them into her hands. Just like so. And there's technically a peg hole. Not that you really even need to put them in a peg hole, but you can take the hands and just clip them into place like so. And you can have her, at least her holding the wings makes sense why her arms are out like this. She's also got some really phenomenal paint. I like this red that they used. It's almost like a pinkish red. Also has that same coloring in her boots. Oops, there's Captain Quick falling over there. There's the back of Vampire Edna. Again, that face, Spot unfortunately doesn't have a lot of the Playmates Simpsons figures anymore, but I think that is the same Edna Krabappel face. They've just, of course, put fangs on her. The original Edna did not have the fangs. Her articulation, a little more limited, but she does have the head rotation, and also her waist swivels. As we've already looked at the arms, though, arms, not really too much. There's not much going on with those arms. I'm going to give Vampire Edna a very terrifying 5.5. A little low, yes, I know, but she's unfortunately a little pre-posed for me. Finally, having a look at the ingestible bulk, probably one of the better ones from this line. We've got Homer Simpson, fittingly as a Hulk-esque kind of character. Big belly sticking out, his shirt's all ripped and his pants are all ripped. Exactly like the Incredible Hulk, though a little more obese. Now, he does still have the swivel in the head, swiveled arms, and swivel in the waist. At least with Homer, because his arms are bent a certain way, you could kind of just have him, you can have the arms like this. You can kind of have the arms down. He could be like, I really don't know. Or you can have the arms also up, where he's angry and... but yeah, he's neat. And he doesn't glow in the dark, but the coloring on him kind of makes it look like he would glow in the dark if he could, but he doesn't. He's just really, really green, like a neon green color. His hair stands out really well, too, on this green versus the yellow. The face, I think, is 100% new. Possibly just retooling on the legs and the torso, but the head definitely looks like it is a new piece. I say new, but I mean, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. It's new in the sense of when Playmates was making Simpsons figures. Now the line has gone over to NECA. NECA's carrying the torch from Playmates toys. Homer, I'm going to give him a very terrifying 6.5 right down there. This is a fun set, and especially, it's the kind of set that you probably see on eBay all the time. I think that might have been actually where Spot had initially picked up this set. But it's a set that you see probably all the time on eBay, and you're a little confused as to where this set originates from. Is it really still part of the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror line? It isn't technically, but theoretically, they are still the same size. You could accommodate them with your existing Simpsons Treehouse of Horror figures, the other Halloween figures. They're kind of like the uncle that you see from time to time, but he's not in the picture all the time. It's kind of very similar with this 3-pack. Still, though, if you're a big fan of the Playmates Simpsons and you have been collecting the Simpsons figures, I would not say overlook this set, especially if you're wanting to fill out additional characters for your Treehouse of Horror lineup. Today's spooktacular review, we're having a look at the Playmates Toys Bongo Comics exclusive, well, not really exclusive, but we're having a look at the 3-pack that had the ingestible bulk, Vampire Edna, and Captain Quick. Don't be going anywhere, guys. Spot's going to have more spooky spots heading to you this month of Spottober. Thanks for watching, as you always do. I'll see you next time.